What happened to Steve Dulcich? That's the question fans can't stop asking. The man with the vineyard garage, the wild hair, and the wrench in his hand has gone quiet, and the internet has filled the silence with rumors. Has he been sick? Is he battling something serious behind the scenes? Has he disappeared? Well, let's separate fact from fiction, because Steve's story is more complicated and more human than people think. If you've watched Roadkill Garage or Dulcich's early episodes, you know exactly what made him special. He wasn't your typical car show host. He was eccentric, brilliant, totally unpredictable, and real. But in the last few years, something changed. Steve's appearances became rare. His posts became scattered, and what did come out was puzzling. Then came the speculation. Fans started whispering in forums, he looks sick, he's lost weight, he's acting different. Before long, rumors exploded. One of the most persistent? That Steve Dulcich had colon cancer. Let's be very clear. There is no confirmed evidence, public statement, or verified report that Steve Dulcich has or ever had cancer. The colon cancer story? Just a rumor. No official source, no interview, no post from Steve confirming it. It appears to have started in a few fan pages and comment threads, and it spread like wildfire. But that hasn't stopped people from asking, if he's not sick, then what's going on? Here's what we actually know. Based on what fans have observed, what close sources have quietly shared, and what Steve himself has put out there over the years. Yes, Steve Dulcich has had moments online that raised concern. He's posted things that felt emotional, raw, and sometimes just plain confusing. He once wrote that his life was wrecked, a post that quickly disappeared. Sometimes he'll go quiet for months, then suddenly drop a late-night video or a bizarre caption. And yes, some of those posts come across as off. That's led fans to believe something's wrong. But the reality may not be an illness. It may simply be life. According to people close to Steve, the truth is far less dramatic but no less real. Steve has dealt with personal challenges, just like anyone else. He's gone through some tough times emotionally. And yes, he does drink. Sometimes a lot. Enough that he'll post something vulnerable or strange, then take it down the next day. We've all seen that online moment where a person seems like they're reaching out, then suddenly retracts. Steve's no exception. He's not dying. He hasn't vanished into a hospital. But he's not exactly thriving either. From what we know, his living conditions aren't perfect. His home isn't always kept up the way you might expect. The food, the routine, even basic things like a working stove, these are still works in progress. And if we're honest, that's part of what makes Steve Dulcich. Steve Dulcich, he's a brilliant car guy with a wild spirit and a messy life. He's rebuilding not just cars, but parts of his own world. He's got great kids. His daughter Emily is active on some social media and occasionally shares glimpses of her life. And it's clear there's still love and connection there. He's got friends. People in his life who care about him, who've stood by him. And from what we've seen, he's even working on setting up or remodeling another home, slowly, in his own way. It's easy to look at someone like Steve and expect everything to stay the same forever. But life happens. People go through quiet battles. They disappear for a while. They mess up, they heal, they build again. Steve Dulcich may not be giving regular updates, but here's what you can count on. He's still around. He's still creative. He still has that spark, even if it's flickering instead of blazing. He's not lost, he's not sick, he's just living as imperfectly as the rest of us. So next time you see someone speculating about cancer or claiming he's done for, you can say the truth. Steve Dulcich is still here. He's just off the grid, working through things at his own pace. And maybe that's something we can all relate to. If you've ever appreciated Steve's raw talent, his unfiltered humor, or his wild builds, give this video a like. Drop a comment with your favorite Dulcich moment. And if you're rooting for him, not just as a builder, but as a person, subscribe for more real stories about the legends who inspired us. Because sometimes the best comeback stories aren't loud. They're slow, quiet, and unfinished. Just like a project car in a vineyard garage, waiting for the next spark.